It's something that my family likes. I'm browning some potatoes, but I already cooked the spam, browned it, chopped it up and browned it. This is my potatoes. Got some eggs. I only use 4 eggs. Normally I use like 5 at least. You'll see why. Now, if you don't have anyone with milk allergies, like if my baby wasn't eating this, I would add a little milk because it makes it fluffier and thicker. And you want that at the end, but he can have milk. And we're making like a casserole, and the egg is gonna hold it all together. Once everything is done, we layer it, pour the egg over the top. The egg holds it all together, and it will be so fluffy when you cut through. If you had a little bit of milk, just a little bit, and then top it off with cheese. So what I do is I don't add any milk to the egg. I top most of it off with cheese and leave his part without any cheese because he's allergic to dairy. Oh, and I seasoned the egg with just a little bit of salt and pepper. Salt and pepper and garlic powder. Now some of this is browned. I flipped it over. We want to get a little bit more brown to it. Well, it also depends on how you like your potatoes. But once you see the end result, you'll see that we don't like our potatoes white like this. Kind of not cooked all the way. Now, if they get soft, or if you're using homemade cut up potatoes, which I do sometimes, I cut them up in little squares, do it, and I do sausage and then egg. This is the first time I've ever used these potatoes in the bag and the Spam. Normally I use regular potatoes and sausage. So since I'm pressed for time, my son has school today. Ignores Veterans Day. He goes to a private school and they don't honor Veterans Day. Well, they do, but on the actual day, which is tomorrow. A lot of places are just observing it today. For what reason, I don't know. I guess so the vets can get a day off. So just spread your meat evenly. You can use any meat you want. Don't think you have to use Spam. I just use this because this is what we had up there in the freezer. I can. Now, I'm going to try this with, and you know what? So I did add 1 more egg to my eggs, which is 5, because I was feeling a little uneasy about that. And just pour it over. Can you see? So I'm going to put some more eggs before this hardens. So I did add 2 more eggs. And because I need it all to be covered up. And that's another thing. If you put milk in your eggs, it will stretch them a little. So what I do is turn the fire down a little. Put the top on it. And let it cook till the eggs are done. So that they can bind everything together. Now while that's cooking, this Simply Potatoes was a 20-ounce bag. And it didn't even use the whole bag. It's still like a little less than half. I used 2 small Spam, so yeah. So what happened was I can smell these potatoes burning. So that's why I'm flipping it. So like I said, this is the first time I've ever used the packaged potatoes. Normally, you see the back, I use regular potatoes. So now I know if I decide to use these packaged potatoes, I cannot cook them as long before. I flipped it all over.